What's up, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful babes? So today I wanted to do a bravery video. It might sound strange when I say bravery because it's like, what does she mean by that? Well, let me tell you. Today, I'm deciding to point out my flaws. This is going to be a flaw video, and I wanted to do it before you guys can catch me. Pretty much, I'm just going to do flaws about me so it's out there in the open so people don't have to point it out, you know? I'm just gonna jump right into it, and first on my list, wait, almost forgot it again. Didn't you think that was a video? You are watching the video. No, really So first on my list, I've mentioned this before in one of my other videos. I think it was like 15 facts about me or whatever. But I am going to say first on my list is that I have one leg bigger than the other. I wanted to, like get into detail on why my leg is, like one leg is bigger than the other, because I've noticed even like my friends or my family members, they'll point it out. The reason why I do have one leg bigger than the other, because I have this condition called a varicose vein. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's when you have one vein in your leg and it's like a malfunction with that vein, and so like the blood doesn't flow as usual with straight veins. So on the back of my leg, it's like a little curvy vein, and like the blood doesn't flow through as much. So what it does, it's a clot, and it causes the rest of my leg to swell, and so it also has a discoloration. So this one is like a red, and this one is just like my skin color. I will show you. It's not that bad. It's kind of hard to show you, but you can see like this calf muscle right here, it's kind of like really big and it looks swollen. It's not really swollen, but you can see the two different leg colors too. Like this is a little bit reddish orange, and then this one is just brown. You can see it that way, and then also it just looks older. Like it looks like I have an aged leg. Like I even have stretch marks going up. Mine is not bad because I'm still young. I can actually get it treated. All I need to do is just put like one of those leg compression things on to help the blood flow, levitate this leg at night, and take some blood thinner pills. I need to get on it because you don't want to have a blood clot in your body. So that was number one of my flaws before someone else would like to point it out if they ever see my leg in person. So second on my list is that this is kind of strange, and this is actually personal to me, so it's taking me a lot of kahunas to actually share this with you guys. So whoever is watching, you should really appreciate it, because this is probably like one of my biggest insecurities. I'm just gonna start off saying that when I stress out, and I've picked this up ever since I was a child, I'm gonna say in 3rd grade is when I really started to like pick this strange habit of mine up. And it's when I stress out, I like to pick at my hair on my body anywhere, one by one. I like to just pluck it, and there's a name for that condition. Not condition, I don't know what to call it. It's like probably something mental. I don't know. It's really hard to explain why it's such a stress reliever for me. It's just that the sensation of plucking it can leave the name of what this thing is called, and it's like a really long name, but if you look it up, it describes what it is, why people do it. I don't really know how to prevent it, but I'm actually proud of myself because I don't pluck out my actual hair anymore. Like, I'm gonna say high school, beginning of high school, I used to have bald spots in my head because it was that bad. But then I moved on to my eyebrows. Reason for me not having good eyebrows is because I like to pull at them when I'm stressed out. I didn't want to get all in with that, but I do want to add that that's one of my flaws. Number 3 is that I had terrible anxiety. And you will never know that I have an anxiety, and they say with people who do have that, you tend not to see it. And it's something that I really can't control. I know that they say now in this generation a lot of young people are having an anxiety issue more than what it was a couple of years ago. I don't know how it picked up on me. I know that in my family, it does run in our family. It's still something, and still a process. Still a process. We're gonna go on to number 4, and that is my whole life. This is not really an insecurity of mine because no one really noticed it unless I kind of told you or I went like this all up in your face. But all my life, I've had bad teeth. Gingivitis, bad teeth. And just now this year, 2 weeks ago, I actually got, not surgery, but it was more like a deep cleaning. I had to do it for like 2 days. I just got all my teeth done. Like, there's no more rotting teeth. I'm not gonna lie, it was an insecurity, but it wasn't huge. You know, it wasn't that noticeable. Next on my list is that I have stretch marks, and it's kind of an insecurity, but I've learned to deal with it because now I feel like it's more like beauty marks to me, so I kind of try to embrace it. You already seen a couple on my legs. I have them on the back of my legs, like, whew, everywhere. I have them on my hips, I have them on my boobs, I have them on my butt. So, yeah, that's another flaw of mine, that I have stretch marks everywhere, and I do get, and it's not even I get this from females, I get it from a lot of men, and they'll ask me, why do I have stretch marks, or do you know that you have stretch marks, stuff like that. And it's not even me exposing my body, it's just that, like, say if I'm bending over and my shirt goes up a little bit, and they'll be like, oh, why do you have stretch marks? And then they'll, for some reason, they'll assume that I have a kid. Genetic stretch marks is what I have, and I'm learning to cope with it. It only bothers me when guys assume that I have a kid. You don't just get stretch marks from having kids, guys. Okay, so my next flaw is that I'm not really smart. I'm not at all. Like, seriously, and I will admit it, I'm not smart. And a lot of people, they will try to point out that. They're like, oh, you're just a hidden blonde, or, you know, stuff like that. And first of all, I've met super smart blondes. I will admit that I wasn't the perfect fruit out of the bowl, and that's okay with me because I'd rather not be normal and I'd rather be a weirdo. I like to learn things at a slow pace because I definitely pick up on it. Growing up in high school, and middle school, and elementary school, I was in smaller classes, pretty much resource classes for kids who learn a little bit slower than the rest. And so in pretty much high school, not so middle school or elementary school, in high school a lot of people will be like, oh, that's the class for stupid people. Didn't really bother me that much. I knew I wasn't stupid. I'm not going to say that I'm smart, but I knew I wasn't stupid. I just learned at a different pace than the norm. Oh well, what are you gonna do about it? Last on my list, and this is actually one of my biggest insecurities, and I think this tops why I also have an anxiety, and this is that I am not a social butterfly. I'm socially awkward, and that's it. Like, if you try to talk to me, I might just go, yeah. I don't know how to keep a conversation going. It's really hard for me. People, they naturally come to me, but I can't naturally come to them. And sometimes when they do come to me, I just don't know how to keep that friendship going because I just don't know how to be a butterfly. I don't know how to socialize. So when I don't know how to socialize, that's when an anxiety comes in and I just shut down. Like, I don't talk to people. Like, they'll try to talk to me, but then I just, yeah, that's it. Like, I can't really open myself up. It's my last flaw. That's my last insecurity. This video is mainly about pointing out my flaws and also motivating my flaws. That is it for this video. glad that I got it out there. It actually feels a lot better. It feels good. It feels great. But I will say that I am proud of myself for making a YouTube channel. Like, that is a huge accomplishment. I think that's how you say it. Just because, like I said, I had an anxiety and I was a social butterfly, but for me to get in front of here and talk to you guys, that's awesome. Always be you. Always be a weirdo. Don't be normal. Just love yourself and learn to grow with yourself. Appreciate it. It's definitely, let's just say your flaws is what makes you. Is what makes you. I told you I'm not that smart. Time for me to get ready for work because I have it in about 30, I don't know how to make a 30 minutes. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, you can give it a big thumbs up, and if you like me, you can subscribe to my channel, and I promise you, you won't regret it.